CMC, for the people, by the people, and to the people. Citizens Movement for Change. Oh yes, a new day has come. Yes, a new day has come. Rise up Liberia. CMC, for the people. CMC, by the people. Let us join our hands together to build a better life. CMC, CMC, for the people. CMC, by the people. Let us join our hands together to build a better life. Equity, national unity, transparency, accountability, social justice, integrity, CMC core values. CMC Global. It is a new day for Liberia. It is a new day for the people. Let's hold together. Let's hold together. It's a unity. Raise up a hand. CMC. The land of liberty, the land of freedom, the love of liberty brought us together. Let's hold together in peace and unity to build a better Liberia. CMC, CMC, for the people. CMC, yes, by the people. Let's hold together in peace and unity to build a better Liberia. CMC, CMC, yes, for the people. CMC, yes, by the people. Let's hold together in peace and unity to build a better Liberia. CMC, yes, 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 the time has come.
CMC.
Yes, the time has come.
Yes. Yes, the time has come. We're here today. It's a blessing to be here
Yes.
today. It's a blessing for you to hear my voice if you are doing so in Radio Land. It's Friday. On this end of the world, we say TGIF. Thank God it's Friday because some of us get to take the weekend off. I'm going to turn the show over to Ansley and Henry because today is your day to moderate. Madam Grace Goa and I are completely at your mercy today. So, but before I do that, I want to also welcome. I mean, you here with me, so I don't even know if I need to welcome you. But since I started talking, I'll turn it over to you, and then we'll turn it over to them to moderate.
Who, me?
No, Ansley and Henry will turn it. It's my understanding that Ansley and Henry are moderating today, right?
Yeah, they're supposed to moderate today. I don't know why he gone dark, but
Mhm.
yeah, my
Yes.
name is Grace Goa. I'm happy to be here this Friday. Um, this is sacrifice, especially for me. I am so very tired today, but I had to come on to make sure that we push CMC agenda and talk about social moral issues and societal issues in our country. Um, if you on here, share the show for us. Do that. Share the show in the different chat room. It's important that you do it because that's what we do when we come on. Share the show for everybody to be on to hear what we have to say. So thank you so much. It's always good to be here. Thank God it's Friday. Today is October 17th. It's also the end of our CMC Anthem Challenge. So I hope that the moderators try to talk about that as well. Thank you.
Can you guys hear us? You guys
Yes.
are moderating today, right? That's what we agreed upon. Today is your day to moderate on the show. So Madam Grace and I have a confused look on my face because there's silence and I don't know what's going on. So, um, you care to share or take over the mic? We can, but we agreed that you guys moderate today. Everybody have the time. I do it on Monday. Madam Chris does it on Tuesday. We're not here on Wednesday. Thursday we have our guest panelists sitting in. And after the show, you guys will tell me what happened on Thursday because I heard that something happened, but I would like to know more. And then on Friday is your turn.
Yes, thanks, Dad and Madam Grace. We just the internet, tripping by here, so it's the reason why we keep. So we're trying to refresh our uh system we have here. But good to have you people on and blessed weekend, great weekend, wonderful weekend. The weekend started posted on Friday. So and then the political laws weekend edition is on Friday. So that's the thing. So the both of you for the opportunity and the platform again, to us to be here with you people every Friday, as you said, to moderate, make sure that we take full charge of the show, and to give our people the best show, our listeners the best show, and we discuss national issue right here. So thanks to the both of you. Good to be here. I think today we just focus much on tomorrow, maybe just to briefly tell us about the happenings, activities tomorrow. There are a lot of flyers. The flyers are trending on the social media of the CMC, the political leader, a meeting tomorrow in the United States. So much, I think we'll focus on it tonight. And back home here, nothing much happening home here. Just this CDC party headquarter, groundbreaking ceremony. That's just what I've been, most talk of the time for the, since yesterday to today. So I think we just listen to the people, and we just want to show a little bit update from what happening in the U.S., the political leader, and also maybe get the public reaction on the bridge construction work in Bond County. Maybe we'll talk about the public work ministry, how far they gone now. We talked with our CMC. Me, I told someone, I said, I think it's a government responsibility because, in a sense that that's responsibility. They just want to do, want to give back to the people of one county, and the government responsibility is to serve, protect the people, provide. The government there to give its people the necessary need that the people need. So if you want to come up with such initiative, I think it's a responsibility to see how better they can work along with him to get that bridge up, because we've been informed that a lot of people die from that bridge, for the past years. So I think we'll throw light on it, focus on the program for tomorrow in the US, and pass through the show with other maybe training issues. But my focus for me will just be in the United States on the political leader presence there, and at the meeting for tomorrow, Saturday.
Yeah, but then we also learned that there's a lot of things, the political leader is here. He's in Minnesota right now, and he's with a team there, and they are mobilizing for tomorrow. They have a town hall forum that will be going on tomorrow, where people will go there to meet him and ask him some questions about the political party and what his plans for Liberia. We know that is going to be going on this weekend, which starts tomorrow. Today he went to visit the mosque and went to one or two representatives in Minnesota offices. We saw that on social media. But in Liberia, even the political leader is following closer what's going on in Liberia, as I can see on his page. Yes, the stuff that going closely in Liberia. There's a lot of things going on. The the infill problem, where two very distinct Liberian employees that work here before in the United States and went to Liberia to help the bill system. They were fired from their jobs, like that. And he wrote that on his page. He also wrote 1 minute. He also wrote about, I mean, all the things that's trending in Liberia. He's been writing on his page. He wrote. There was a press statement he made yesterday about the House of Representatives and the audit that was announced by the government of Liberia, that they're going to start an audit for 2020, from 2022 to this time. They're going to audit the House from 2022. Honorable Beledi was very disappointed in that. He also said that he thinks that if the audit should have gone on, he has been pushing. He's one of the lawmakers that push very severely for the audit to be done in the House, and he thought that they will at least do from 2018, although the House has not been audited since 2011 to now, but he was pushing that at least if they audit the House in 2018 to this present, going to be better. Then we're hearing that UP people now coming out to accuse we are people, some of the government officials of we are government about money that was taken, and we seen checks floating on Facebook. Some people signed checks for billions of dollars that is not being accounted for. So there's a lot of drama that is going on unfolding concerning this audit. So a political leader wrote about that. He also made a press conference. He made a press release, for the dismissal of the officials at the National Public Health Institute of Liberia, the infield dismissal. He talked about that on his page. We could read that as well. So those are the things that we could discuss. And also his trip here in America, the trip is going on. And I also saw, if that can bear me up, Spoon Network, which is one of the Liberian people decided to make it a major network in a society, went to different political headquarters. So they went to all the different political party headquarters, and they said they just did an impromptu visit to see what was going on, and then they put pictures, of these parties headquarters, and within the office they posted on the page. I just felt that it was a gross abomination of people privacy. Those things happen in Liberia. If it happen here, we take you to court. You can't do that, but they did it and put it on the page, and they're passing around condemning people headquarters and saying that there is no much activities going on in those headquarters. So those are the things maybe we should talk about. What I wanted to know, from people's point of view, if they're watching, what do they think about that? Is it fair for that kind of thing to happen, that you can just march in people's headquarters and take picture and put it on your Facebook page? I did journalism in my bachelor's degree. I think I did like 2 or 3 classes, and I never saw that was one of the things that a journalist would do. But in your country, in Liberia, there, everybody that journalists, people don't go to school for it, because if you know journalism ethics, you're not going to do that. You have to have permission to enter people places and permission to take pictures. So I don't know, it's a media police thing that they're doing. And I just felt it was wrong. They did it to another political party headquarters. I felt that this is politics as well. As usual, these media that call themselves independent, they take sides, and they will do anything when they are paid to just bring the other political institution down. And I felt it was very wrong. So that maybe we should discuss those things. So I don't know which side I want to start from, whether I want to start from the political leader visit here in the United States. We can start talking about that, or we can talk about it at the middle of the show, and we can start discussing maybe infill, or we can discuss what is going on, taking place in the House of Representatives as we speak.
Yes. So as you said, we'll wrap up with the PL activities in the US. So we'll close out the show at the close of the show. We'll wrap up with it. And like you said, on the MFA issue, I don't know. Last time on the same platform, I did make a statement. I said the platform, the guys at the Ministry of Information, where you have the minister and his deputy. That platform they use to talk about people, describe people, shortness or tallness and other stuff. That platform shall be used to invite the guys from the health ministry from NFA on a regular basis. Invite them there so they can come there and keep updating the people on a daily basis on impulse. At least every time, every Thursday, because normally it's Thursday they do the mega press briefing. Every Thursday, curator speaks for NFA or the Ministry of Health, get a representative, get a team, and from there to appear there at least after 15 minutes. Get EFBC for that time, 15 minutes or 20 minutes just to tell the people on this MFA. Instead of just being not MFA but MPOPs, instead of just being so quiet and being quiet and people coming from the center because all that time we were just looking quiet. If there's nothing happening, there were a lot of people coming from that center, which is serious concern about it. This virus or disease being very, very serious. But the people are not getting any update. They're not getting any information. So I said that platform that the guy can use at the Ministry of Information there, where the deputy minister and his boss can use to talk to permanent people. Because they were, like Senator Snow say, you're going to sue them and just insult people. That should have been some of the major news of that platform. Invite the MV boss that he can provide information to the people. So his dismissal of being maybe suspended. We talk about it on this platform, and Grace and Dr. Richardson. We talk about it on other platforms, especially the morning show when there are photos started training on the internet where he needs to go to Calabash and the other entertainment center. You know, you are the front, you on the front line for the Liberian people as the disease controller. You the one there to tell the Liberian people much about this sickness. You the one there to tell the people about the disease, but there was a photos started training that the boss of Enfield to the Calabash, or one of the major entertainment spot in this country, the boss of Enfield to some of the entertainment center. We talk about it most often on some of our platform. We say we need more update. Instead of us seeing, and he said no go post a photo. Now everybody maybe people who had to say that they do his photo behind him. He said we'll go to a Calabash and sit down there and post it. So and people are seeing him as being the man in charge, the man who's face in front to tell the Liberian people about the danger of import, how to protect themselves, how to take all the necessary measures put in place. Then they're seeing the man to entertainment center and other stuff. It raised serious concern to the people. Then no information, no regular updates for the Ministry of Information for import. It was very, very serious. So there are a lot of things surrounding is a dismissal, especially the public was really pressured in the media too. So those are just some of the things I want to highlight to you people for now. For me, in which I haven't seen it from my end or from our end yet, but those are some of the things that I know brought the entry box to the spotlight. Going to some of the entertainment spot, no regular updates on the import and people coming from the place complaining. So the disease is here.
So is there a reason why are you hearing that is one of the reason why that he was fired because two people were fired, the boss and the assistant, right? So is there a reason why you think that they were fired? Because people can go to work. I can choose to go to work and I can do my 9 to 5 or 8 to 4. My hours are actually 8 to 4. Sometimes I switch it to 8:30 to 4:30. So I can do that, and after that, I'm a fun person. I can also go to the bar, and usually we do that. My work, we work seriously. I mean, deep thinking, the kind of job we do. We leave from there, we go to the bar, we hang out, and go home. Because when we go to work for the 8 hour we work, that's what we get paid for. After the 8 hours, I don't owe the government anything. I don't owe that entity anything. That's my time to myself. So I don't know whether it's one of the reasons why that they were fired. It doesn't hold
So
for.
yeah, so my Grace, this is why I said it may be to being should I say what Lassie Dassica. to all the job, because as I said, no regular updates, no regular press briefing, and people are keep coming from the centers complaining. People,
Okay.
not just ordinary, some permanent people, especially the entertainers. The entertainers are the people that really came down with the virus. Coming down with the virus, and at the end of it, when they're being released from the place, they come out, they talk about, the disease. Something using the official page, but no matter hearing from NFA, like creating more awareness, drama, and real jingles. This is a very big platform, Truth FM, and this is some people that they Ebola, and this is the PA system and the street, going on street to street, and the various communities. Nobody's seeing it. It's just quiet, and and people keep complaining about the virus being here. People come from there, they go on the official page. We just see someone just go live. I was off for a couple of months because I was at the center. I came down with import.
If Doc want to say anything about that, she can speak. And then I will just read it, the letter, the press statement from the political leader.
Yeah, I want to believe that competency is what I would look at. To what extent is Yang? Well, I believe that was his first name, Dr. Yang or something. To what extent that he's competent? I don't. I cannot fault him for going to Calabash and stuff. As long as 9 o'clock Monday morning, he's on the job and he's doing his job, and that's what I would look at. So um, I want to just separate that a little bit. But I do hear you. I will agree with you, so that impacts is in a country that it's very serious in our country. I notice we tend to take things like outbreaks in a less lackadaisical way. We don't pay attention to them until it start to kill people. And we did the same thing with Ebola. We did the same thing with COVID until it was really rough in the country. Then we started to pay attention to it. So I agree with you. There should be, because this is a public health threat. And the reason why NFIL was established was to forecast, to say, okay, this is where mpox is in a region. This is how it came into our country. This is what we need to do. Don't shake hands, and don't drink the same water, or what have you. And so by doing so, by telling the people, by making the people aware, it's a preventative measure, which is what you were established. That's what that institution was established to do. Okay. One is to forecast diseases as we find them in the region. Two is to prevent them by bringing awareness to the people, like you said, using the Ministry of Information, using other means. I know when COVID was raging in the country, they had a COVID count on on the different networks, and in fact on the website you could go on the Ministry of Health website and see how many COVID people were people were affected, how many people were affected with COVID, how many people died, the percentage of male, the percentage of female. So this is what I think we need to do with impacts. Now, why the question remains for me: why was Dr. Yao, whoever his name is, why was he fired? I know he has. Why was he fired? Number one, okay, they had a whole written report as to from the board. The board fired him and his assistant. Number two, did their firing, was it in order? Those are the questions that I would like to ask, and unfortunately I didn't prepare myself enough to read it. Did his firing, were they in line with his job description? Did he not do his job? Okay, so that would be the second thing. And I know that they give like, I think 10 points or 8 points reasons why they fired him, and he did write back to the president stating his position. And then my last thing is that I find it interesting that the person who is the acting boss, who replaced him at Enfield, was also on the board. It just seemed to me, and many times when I worked in public organizations, I if I were to be appointed to be replacing someone in the organization, I would have recused myself. I would have asked myself to be taken out so that I could remain objective. All right. But it seemed like that did not happen because she was on the board. She fired, he was fired by the board. They took a vote, and then she replaced him, acting temporary replaced him. So it's the optics of that just does not look good to me. Secondly, we were told that her father, all right, I heard that her father was also, I think, in charge of the AIDS task, the AIDS group. And so again, there's some kind of family relationship. People can, the optics again, people can tie the whole relationship issue to the president, because people are saying that her father and the president were also good friends. They are from Lofa, obviously. So there's a lot of different interesting questions. But what I like the most is that when Dr. Yan was fired, he wrote back to the president and outlined justifications why he thought that the points he was that they used to fire him was not reasonable, nor was it legitimate. Okay, and that is the hallmark of an intelligent person. This man has made his name. I believe he also contributed to establishing the Ebola vaccine for us. He's internationally known, so he will need, that is a scarf on him right now. He's going to need to explain that you are fired from the Ministry of Health in Liberia. He can say yes, and I responded. This is my letter of response. I don't think I was fired in a justifiable way. So those are my preliminary thoughts on the issue of the Ministry of Enfield. So that's what I have to add.
So if you want here, thank you, Doc. If you want here, share the show. I see Emmanuel Flomo Jr. is watching. Luis Jatupana is watching from Central Grand Chile. Prince Wise says he's watching from Kanta. Sophie Blamo, she's watching. Just share the show to different groups so we can have more people watching. And I just wanted to make a point a little bit before I read the political leader letter. I went on the Enfield website. They have a very, very updated website. So it's a www.enfield.government.lr, and they have a reporting period for the impact. So you follow it, you will see the outbreak. Okay. And the last reporting was on the 19th to the 22nd of September, which is kind of a little bit, not too bad. I mean, this is October 17th. We should have something by now. So the date made me to know that we are reporting that at least every 2 weeks. So they should report. I think they should be coming out with a report. In government, and so, and whosoever listening, they have something called division of labor. I think it's economics as well, division of labor. So although Mr. Nyan is the director, the reporting is on the website. Now it takes the information ministry to do what it's supposed to do, as he done his duty as in the job. They were supposed to cite him for an interview or something. He's not going to start looking and start doing a Minister of Information job or the LBS director job. Those entities are the entities supposed to put the news out there, what is going on. They will read the news according to the website Enfield. So cases were reported from September 17th to September 25th. And this, that, and the other. But we have people here from Enfield who will interview them concerning the impacts. So we don't expect Mr. Yan to do the jobs of the people that work with the Ministry of Information. So that's what they call division of labor. I got my own job I'm doing, and you got your own job. And for me, that is so important. Even me working on my job, when they tell me to do something, I can go read my job description or and say, okay, this was my job description. And if it's not, I will say it. That this is not my job description. Although you got someone on fine print saying that you can call me to do anything, but this is not my job description, but I will still do what I have to do. So I'm just saying that it can be the sole reason why, although they list other reasons, but that information aspect is supposed to come from the Ministry of Information. They're supposed to make sure that they engage Enfield to put the news out there for what's going on. Enfield is reporting these things on their website. They expect people to go there and see what is going on, how the outbreak going on, and what treatment giving. I mean, the people website is very detailed, so it's there. So I just wanted to say that. So I can't be, all of us can be in a place working, and then you expect me to do your job. I don't want to overshadow somebody to do their job, and I don't want nobody to overshadow me to do my job. So maybe that's where Mr. Yang was coming from. And I'm just seeing that, it could be. But the press statement from Honorable Ability, he wrote 2 days ago concerning this whole Enfield thing. He said, Honorable Musa Hassan Bede, member of the House of Representatives, Republic of Liberia, political leader, citizens movement for change, CMC, on the dismissal of senior officials at the National Public Health Institute of Liberia, Enfield. The recent dismissal, so this is how Honorable Bede felt about this. The recent dismissal of senior officials at the National Public Health Institute of Liberia, Enfield, has raised legitimate and serious public concern. Enfield is one of the most critical institutions in our country, responsible for disease surveillance, epidemic preparedness, and emergency response coordination. It represents the very foundation of our nation's health security and the frontline defense for the lives of millions of Liberians. To remove professionals from such a sensitive and vital institution without clearly providing the reasons for the dismissal does not serve the interests of the public. These are not ordinary civil servants. They are health experts and professionals who have worked diligently to build Enfield credibility both nationally and internationally. If the dismissal were the result of policy disagreement, administration decision, or allegations of inappropriate, the government impropriety, the government owes the public a clear and honest explanation. Silence and ambiguity in matters of public administration only breeds mistrust and speculations. Governance requires openness, accountability demands transparency. When we say that these individuals were removed for administration reasons without elaborating, it undermines not only the personal and professional reputation, but also the integrity of the very system they help to build. The public deserve to know the truth. As a legislator and a political leader of Citizens Movement for Change, CMC, I believe strongly that the leadership must be exercised with fairness, clarity, and respect for institutional integrity. The National Public Health Institute of Liberia is too important to manage in secrecy or treated as a political casualty. I therefore call on the executive branch to provide transparent and comprehensive explanation for these dismissals. The Liberian people must be informed. Our national institution belongs to the people, and decisions affecting them must reflect honesty and respect for the public trust. That's why the political leader felt 3 days ago. He said he wrote it like 2 days ago, right? 2 days ago, he wrote this because when the news came up first, there was no real information on why these highly integrity public servants were highly senior officials of National Public Health Institution were fired. So he wrote that on his page concerning that. I kind of agree with what he's saying because now that we have the different points out there, to me, I don't know whether it's enough to have them for the jobs to be fired, for them to be fired from their jobs, I would say. But, when it comes to Liberia, they can just let you go and fire you and, and do that. It's strange to me because in government, for them to fire you, here in America, I would give the example, even as a just regular servant of the government, if you're a regular employee, you don't easily get fired. They have to have real reasons. It has to come from where, or for them to really fire you, they have to give you tangible reason for you to be fired. So, well, I mean, that's Liberia for you. I think they say the president can hire and fire. I don't know if this is a what kind of position it is that they can just remove the public, especially when it comes to public health, they can just remove a highly official from his position. But you know, we are just here to discuss the issue. So
Yes, I'm sorry, Ansa. I don't know if you wanted to come in. I also just wanted to add. I took a moment to read Dr. Jan's letter that he wrote. His response to the whole firing Chris Jan's letter he wrote, and I find it interesting that he is debunking the idea that he did not involve the board in his decision making process. He he said that he every step along the way, every decision that he made, he engaged and interacted with the board. Decisions, and I'll just read. He says, also decisions made in my capacity as Director General are usually reported to the board as outlined in Section 4.3b through formal reports according to the quarters. The most recent report was submitted. So it's interesting that that was one of the counts that they had on him, that he didn't interact and he wrote to the board. He addressed almost all of the counts. And again, one of the things that I liked about his letter, he asked questions and he addressed these issues because, again, this man is an international man. He can work anywhere in the world. He's highly valued. He's got his name, made his name. So I can definitely see why, someone in the future asking, why were you removed from the Ministry of Health, and he can just come back with his 4-point letter and say, this is why I was removed. So,
yeah.
it's interesting.
And he also, remember, in 2024,
Mm-hmm.
he said in 2024 he had a little complaint that in September 2024, Dr. Yan declared that Enfield will not allow public health emergencies to be commercialized or monetized,
Mm-hmm.
warning against politicizing the institution, his public stance against the corruption and political influence, deepening the rift. So there was problem there. There was problem there, and most of the time with Liberians, all these institutions, especially within government, these people come, they live here. It's a sacrifice. You know how much money that Dr. Nyan will get paid in the international world? They live here, they take that sacrifice to go and help Liberia. They go there, they try to build up the institution, bring, modernize the institution because they already know from here. And then when they come there, after they have gotten the institution to a certain standard, and people want to come now and jump there and act like they know because maybe they're friends to the president, or maybe they're from Lofa County, or they know somebody who knows somebody, and they want to come and override these people. When people have sacrificed their time to go to school and get educated and have their jobs experience and know themselves, they're not going to allow that. And that's how the institutions being built in Liberia. People who has the technical know-how come and sacrifice and put that institution up to standard, do everything they should. And then people, the nobodies, they don't even have job experience, I will call them. They never really work in a real standardized, or entity. They will come now and want to come and ride over the person who have put all these systems into place to help the ministry or the institution to be built. Look at the website, very, very updated. I mean, one of the best websites I've seen any Liberian government entity has. And they want to come now and boss you. And people like Dr. Yan who know themselves, that they know what they're capable of. They're not going to sit in that kind of place and allow that to happen. And I diagnosed the case before I ever even read so much about what was going on. I know it's political, and he was not going to stand by that. So and the president made his decision. So now let's see if that entity will ever be as the standard that he set there, it will go on, because let me tell you, it's one thing you can come and see the work and it's nice and you can come and take over. Now to sustain it, if you are not creative and you don't have the background, it's not easy to sustain. And that where that entity is about to go down the drain. I can just watch it happening.
Yeah, and just to just add that, you know, Dr. Yan is well known, as we said over here, um, that we have a culture where even though the president has the right to dismiss or fire, and he has the right to appoint, you know, he, a simple courtesy, to just have a conversation with him about your concerns. The board had concerns, talk to him first. But just outrightly firing someone in such a small country that we have, for the points that they made, I think they would have, talked to him, because some of their, like they said, he said that he involved the board in his decision making process. They said that he did not. So to me, those are just things that could have been clarified by maybe the person making a simple phone call, or just asking more questions as opposed to firing someone. So this is why the optics of it doesn't look well. It may appear more political and more like nepotism is involved, because as I said here, uh, the lady who replaced him, it's an established fact that her father worked in the government, and also, you know, he has a good connection with the president of our country, Joseph Buckeye. So I just wanted to add that. I also want to just put a plug in. If you're watching the show, just be assured that we don't know your friends and you don't know our friends. So share the show with your friends. Take a moment and add it into your different groups that you're in, because we're not in your group, or we may be in your group, but it would be good for you to do that so that we can increase the publicity. So please share the show, and we thank you for watching us. Ansu, your thoughts?
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
So I tried to do some follow up on it. You know, something about a great self, which is very important about people carry out. You don't just maybe you're putting people you know very well. We don't have much interest in have a professional person to a certain area only for no reason and just have them dismissed. Then there are a lot of people that have been dismissed, being relieved for the job by this administration. And up to this time, they would tell you that investigation is still going on, and nobody can get any good result from the investigation. So to get professional people working, you having to dismiss them. You have to get some reason. It's not let's just say maybe for administrative reason. So I try to run through and get something from the MFA, that I that established the National the Public Health Institute. Go to session 4.4. I get to know that it's a tenured position. So whether the president went through all these different steps before uh, getting to the boss of MFA in terms of dismissing him or whatever just done based on the what Dr. Richardson said, maybe a phone call and just got people saying and it just place a call to him and tell him, man, you are being relieved from your job. So I from that section 4.4, what I see here, it says that the director general shall serve for a 10, 5 years. He or she will be eligible for appointment by uh, the president. Resignation should be done. The director general may voluntarily resign by submitting a letter of resignation to the president, provided that he or she gives 3 months notice prior to date of his or her resignation. And the last 1 year suspension, if it says here, the director general shall be suspended by the president for cause upon recommendation of a vote by 2/3 majority of the members of the board. So there are a lot of steps, a lot of I'm seeing a lot of steps and procedures in the and holding such position. What the president went through, all these steps, because I'm saying to tell majority of the board, and then what dad said, boy is saying different thing, he's saying different thing, and it's a tender position. Since this administration took over, the issue of tender position has been very, very um, has been alarming. There are nobody, no one have even served to the position in this administration. Tender position is very difficult for you to really hold on until your term, finish level the president to maybe reappoint you. So as I said, I just try to go through it to know some of and maybe the act that established the National Public Health Institute, and also that maybe back the Director General. So while the president went through all these things, these are some major questions we have to place to the government. The why you said Madam Grace is very important because professional person. At the end of the day, someone will ask you why was it dismissed by the president, by the government? There's no reason, nothing. So let's say for administrative reason, as a
Mm.
professional man. So it put that about he on to carry the
They put a sting on his
yeah this thing on
but
you.
it doesn't again answer because most of the international people watch what happened in Liberia. Liberia is not a credible country at this point, and we hope that the people can change the
Our
leadership.
whole country, Madam Grace, our country
Yeah,
now.
yeah. Your country is not credible. So but Dr. Yan use a job down there. The people will hire him like instant here because they know the people see on Facebook what going on when it comes to Liberia. So they're not going to take that seriously, and I hope they don't, because Dr. Yan, he has worked here, and he never had any problems working in the United States or what other country he was able to work in, interacting with other people. Leak letters came from that particular place with frustration of Dr. Yan with this government. He said that although the government they are citing administrative issues, but the inside people saying that too much pressure and uncomfortable, too much pressure, and the men have been very uncomfortable working with the people because like when people don't know how to set standards, it's just the truth. And when you work in entities here across the world, when you engage with people, there are certain things that are supposed to be done when it's not happening, especially when you're used to working for this and for so many years. You go to Liberia, it kind of like it's like a burning on you. And they say, "Oh, the man want to work independent. And he want to work this. You don't want to. You don't want to let her do it because the way they work is just poor. The people go to work 10 o'clock, they leave at 12. They go to lunch, they can't come out to work. All those things. Dr. Yen will not be used to that kind of thing because when you're working for your 8 hours, you're supposed to work for that 8 hours. So I'm sure he will have a problem with that. I'm not in the place, I don't know. I'm sure he had problem with a lot of things. And they say, oh, he not. I mean, there was another platform they talk about this main character that they even knew him. He got an education, but he don't know how to work with administration. He's not an administration person, so he's not able to interact with the people and this, that, and the other. You can't just assume that. You cannot just assume that because you don't know what he went through. Knowing the kind of country like Liberia is and how the people don't like to work. They want to get paid free money. They don't want to work. Even now, we're doing the how they call it, we're doing the competition for the CMC anthem. We're doing a challenge actually, and people are singing. How many CNC members did that challenge? No, they never did the challenge. Most of them didn't. Some of them did, but we expected a lot of people to do the challenge because there is a price behind this challenge. They will call you and ask you to give you money. Oh, can you give me money? But there's a price there for a challenge. This is called work. You work and you get paid. There's a price there for a challenge. So if you were ask me to give you $100, somebody asked me about it. Oh, it says, "Greg, can you help me with $100?" My brother, CMC is doing a challenge to sing the anthem. You think you should try and sing that anthem and win $100? Instead, you ask me to give you $300. That's what you call work. Go and sing and see if you can get the money. You get the money. It is what it is, but at least you try. So I just seen that it's look, the system in Liberia has been so broken. It will not be easy to effect the change. I don't even think that in the next 30 years that change will be effective, except for a real massive or change that will be made by somebody who not taking it. like a leader come to play, and they be like Jerry running and put their foot down, boom, and say, you know what, this is it. You're supposed to deliver the letter. You deliver the letter, we fire you from your job. You go and you can be with the president, man. You'll be leaving. So except we have that kind of leadership in place, like bro will be lacking for a long time because there's patting on your hand like that and just letting it go, or family members in in the government, and the president got his friends there, and certain people you can't do nothing to them. It's not going to cut it. And I tell you, a lot of Liberians who want to go home to help this government, except you rather not making it here in the country, because most of them that go home to help the government, they say they're going to help the government. Most of them not making it here. To tell you the truth, that's why they're running there. But if you're making it here, you got your solid job going on, you living your life. Don't make that sacrifice right now. Look, wait for a government to come in place that you see the seriousness to make that sacrifice, because you will regret the day, the minute, the hour. I know so many people. There was a man in Minnesota packed things and went to teach at University of Liberia. He was even there printing up pamphlet for the students. When the poor got ready for him, he had to pack a thing and come back here to America and start all over. Even this lady that came on this show with us, I forgot her name, and she's a teacher. Now she was even seeing on the show that she is thinking about retiring, and she went to Liberia to retire and stay home and help the system. But it's so hard until she will leave that job she got in Liberia, and she coming back to America to live the rest of her life. It's a shame. It's a shame that you cannot, the people have polluted the system so bad that there is no way anybody who go there that have, that have a certain work ethics and have certain standard they want to set, and they will not give you the chance. They will make sure you are removed, and the culture will continue to be mediocre until God sends a president that will change that nation. That's why we are looking at CMC. That's the reason why we say, you know what, 20 years of nothingness. We have to try something different.
Yes. So yeah, so we can move on to another talking point. Uh, you did mention about the letter from the political leader. I don't know whether you want to also talk on the communication from the PL. Which I flip it, they will move to the next talking point.
You the
We're not,
moderator or
we're not getting Madam Grace.
I said the communication from the PR concerning what, my brother.
On the scene, I
Oh,
think
yeah,
info.
the communication from you the moderator, the communication from the PR concerning the audit that they just announced that they're going to be doing in the House of Representatives. What we see, check them flying all over here. They say, oh, some people cash check, or I don't know how many millions of dollars, and they have not seen, but the PR said that he has been pushing for the House to be audited at least from 2018. This House has not been audited since 2011. So he wrote
So
a
the
letter.
Godson said, yeah, the Godson said I'll take it from 2022 to 2024. Which I think there were the political leader have serious problem, and they keep exposing themselves to corruption. And I think just a day ago, you guys heard about the host putting in 1.9 million dollars for COS, chief of office staff. That's the office staff and who work for them to buy vehicles for them, 15,000 each. So they keep exposing themselves to corruption more. How will you be spending that amount of money, 15,000, just for somebody who work in a lawmaker office as a special assistant, when a lawmaker is making more than that money when it comes to his benefits, everything in which he can see about his own office staff. Then you want to take that money and put it into it when you have people to ELB hospital. Just a week ago, they were there protesting for making 10,000 Brewing adults. At the end of it, when they have patient on bed for 2 to 3 days, then the patient bill go to 150,000 that Brewing adults. The bill, then the man who treating the patient getting 10,000 that bring just around 50 to 55 US. And you talking about a chief of office staff, you want to get 50,000 vehicles. So they keep exposing themselves to the corruption mode. And I think where Mr. Bailey for with them now is about the time, because he was talking about from 2018. And when you talking about from 2018 to 2024, there where you brings in the election for Thomas Fowler. Those past
You mean the
government.
election of Thomas Fowler, the chopping deputy speaker, that making chop? That
That's so much fun. Then why you be holding him into the cookies jar. So as a peer said, for him that what we were thinking of Madam Grace, and that I was just saying from 2018 to 2024, maybe if possible 2025. But for them they are seeing now from 2022 to 2024.
So you guys want me to read a letter? Okay. So a day ago, President, the press statement. You mean I'm going to say President Benedict? The press statement, maybe.
Mhm.
In the making.
Yeah, I prophetically, putting it out there. But the
Yes.
press statement by Musa Hassan Benete, member, House of Representative, Nima County, District 7. So that's how he's writing now as a representative. He said, the subject on the House of Representative decision to audit only the fiscal year 2022 to 2024. The decision by the House of Representatives this morning to audit the House for the period of 2022 to 2024 is in many ways interesting. First, I want to commend the courage of the leadership for even considering an audit of the House. However, the truth of the matter is that this decision does not fit within the true spirit of accountability. The House of Representatives has never been audited. We have consistently called for a full audit of the House from 2011 to the present. At the very least, the House must be audited from 2018, a period that coincides with widespread allegations and reports of financial irregularities and systemic corruption. To now selectively choose only 2 years for audit without any justification or rationale for excluding other periods shows disregard for the intelligence and expectation of the Liberian people. It is especially questionable when the years left out are those in which, according to record and testimonies, the gross mismanagement and looting of national resources were at the peak. To audit an institution that has gone unaudited for over 4 decades and to limit the audit to just 2 years is a shameful, dismissive, and mockery of public accountability. This is not transparency, it is a shenanigan designed to shield wrongdoers and deceive the Liberian people into believing that accountability is being pursued. I therefore call on the Speaker, the Deputy Chaplain Speaker. Oh, yeah, sorry. I therefore call on the Speaker, the Deputy Speaker, and the entire leadership of the House to stop making fools of the Liberian people. Commit to a comprehensive audit from at least 2018 to the present so that the truth can be established and the public can regain confidence in the institution that is supposed to hold others accountable. Liberia will not progress unless the legislature itself submit to the same standards of transparency it demands from the other branches and agencies of government. The Liberian people deserve to know the truth about how the money was used, who benefited, and who must be held accountable. No politician should be allowed to hide behind selective audits. Unexplained, Jesus, unexplained. My son is thinking, you're sorry. 1 minute, let me close my office. Yes. Okay. We got freedom of speech in the house, and they both want to sing, then he sing.
Of course. Of course.
um, no politician should be allowed to hide behind selective audit, unexplained accumulation of wealth, or manipulated narrative while pretending to be a savior of the Liberian people. Accountability must be Accountability must not be compromised, and the Liberian people must not be treated with disdain. We therefore demand that the legislature expand the scope of this audit to include all periods where evidence suggests massive financial mismanagement. Only then can transparency truly return to the People's House. Ah, this country is draining. I tell you. Can you imagine So the audit now is being selective. They only want to do a certain time, 2022 to 2024. So they want to target the we are government. That's why I'm saying like they want to target the last regime. That's the whole thing. So the rest of the time from 2018, at least it would be fair enough to go back from 2018. I say they should even start from 2011, but they're only doing from 2022 to 2024. So it's another witch hunt audit, and let's see what happens. I have nothing much to say about that. This government, like, it's so draining for me. I don't believe, I can't even understand how people still sit on platform and back these things that happen in the country. And I mean, with their chest up, and back the wrong that's happening in the country. It's sad. Sad times.
Yeah, I would just add that Honorable Billy is the hardest working politician in Liberia. He is the hardest working politician that we have seen for a very long time, in as much as he is attending other important business related, Liberian related issues. He still is involved in calling his place of work to book. He actually asking for them to do this audit. I gave him credit since he got into the House of Representatives. He has been always calling for an audit, and it makes so much sense to me. How do you go to work to a place that is responsible for directing the way in which money is allotted to different hospitals, schools, roads, and all of those things, but you don't know how much money that comes into this organization, or comes into this place. So he has, since he went there, he's been calling for an audit. In a way, we're gonna wait and see how they proceed. Like everyone is saying, that it sounds like they are selective in their way of auditing, talking about only from 2022 to 2024. Honorability is asking, why are they not going back, 2018 to 2024, or 2011 to 2024? They're only choosing 2 years. That's one. Number two, these people like to play with the minds of Liberians. They like to think that Liberians are not thoughtful. They don't think critically. They can just, decide for you, walk all over you. Okay. And honorability is saying, no, don't disregard the Liberian people. Talk to them, speak to them. You guys have the mic. You guys can talk whenever you want to talk, especially when you're witch hunting other people. Okay. You can tell the Liberian people, why are you just looking at 2 years? Why are you disregarding the other years? Talk to the Liberian people. The Liberian people would like to know, why 2 years? Why are you doing selective audit? This, as Honorable Billita said, is not the true spirit of accountability. If you must hold yourself accountable, we got to go back. We got to go back. And you're not doing so. And so this is the question that we ask. It's just like how, Senator Chair can just come out and say, oh, Iboma and Etonlu is back on the table. The Liberian people just supposed to sit down and clap their hands and say, oh, yeah, we got money that coming to come here. Our coastal highway is coming back. No. You can speak to the Liberian people. They are very smart, and I understand that they are so smart to the point that they are not, when they are unhappy with you guys, they remove you. Every election period, they remove majority or a good number of you guys. So you can't just come and just say things to them and expect that, everything is okay, everything is on flower base of ease in a country. It's not. You have to communicate. We tired with the whole, business of you guys not talking to our people. I'm tired of it. So that's why I wanted to add.
And to speak on it, I would just add up for Madam Grace and what you're talking about being the entire process being like a witch hunt, and also seeing it like You know why? Since the guys are putting pressure on us about the auditing, let's just do something. They just took it away. Since there's a pressure on the audit, they just take, they just present something to them like, yes, the house going to be audited, but we're going to do it from 2022 to 2024. For me, that's just how I see it because it's a real pressure back here. Like the political leader, and some other lawmakers with such pressure, this house should be audited, in which he been pushing for a couple of months, for months indeed, and he been pushing from the 2018, for 2018. So they just, Richard Kuhn and his team maybe see like, since the pressure is just, it's too much, the guys mounting pressure, that presents something to them, and so yeah, we're gonna audit the house, and we'll take it from 2022 to 2024, just the ending for that weird administration. So it just being selective, and there'll be no head in tail because even if you have it to get somebody from the past administration, George, that entire thing going to just rest on the past administration. They don't want to take it from 2018. They want to take it from even from 2011. Some of them been there for a very long time. They don't even want to get themselves involved from that time to 2022, before 2018 to 2022 or 2024. So Kun, who been to that place there too, he see it for long and say, no, guys, let's take it from 2022 to 2024. Since the guys the mounting pressure, send Benedict and his team, with the pressure, but the house being audited, they audit the house, that presents something to them. So the whole audit building it can rest. And
But my
how they
question to you is that how that decision is made? Did they go to session and everybody agree it was a yeah nay thing that they should take it from? But how that decision is made that they can just come and say, okay, we will order. We rather needed some representative to be here for us to ask the questions. To tell you the truth, I wish these people could come on the show sometimes for us to really ask these questions. How are these decisions being made, especially for auditing and the rest of the things that they're making decision on, but trying to buy cars? Is it voted upon?
It sounds like the one with the cars for the chief of staff was voted upon. Now, I don't know if they voted upon the 2 years of auditing, but you raised a very great question, Madam Grace, in terms of
Mhm.
speaking to the Liberian people. This is stuff. If we voted upon it, tell the Liberian people that it was a majority vote, or it was a struggle. We see it's funny, like in other parts of the world, like in where we are, we got something called C-SPAN here. We on that channel we can watch exactly how votes are, how they come down, how our legislators are voted on, how they vote on issues.
Yeah.
Okay, so we don't know. These people just come and say to the newspapers, or the newspaper just publish these things. Oh, we have decided that we're only going to selectively audit 2 years. Nothing else that comes after that. How did you decide? Was this a majority vote? What was your reasoning? And that's why Honorability and you were asking, what was your reasoning for just selecting 2 years? When we know quite recently you were throwing people out of your place of work, the legislature, you are throwing them out because they were asking you for their money that you have not paid them. Okay? So what happened to that? You are talking about a period that period that these people are asking you for is not even included in the audit, which is very quite recently. May we remember that it was in recent times, okay, that they did not give certain lawmakers their money for different projects, the legislative projects money. They didn't give it to them. So yeah, but you asked a very great question, Madam Grace. How did they decide that?
I think that was just based on the leadership of the household. I think it was just based on the leadership of the house.
What?
Yeah, and even the one about the cars,
The cars? Really? I
even
thought they
even
were.
the one about the cars, are still based on the leadership of the house. They want to present it to that body. They
Oh,
haven't yet. They haven't yet. Okay, yet it's something which the leadership want to present to that
I thought
entire
they
body.
voted upon that.
Yeah, to whether they should agree upon getting vehicles for the COS, chief of office staff. But the way they talk about latches and backfire, they always started receiving from the public. We wait on them on Tuesday to see what comes from the house, how it's going to look like, what are they going to vote on it. And because the tension is very high when the parents hear that this is what the lawmaker, as I said, Madam Grace entered the agency, they keep exposing themselves to more corruption. I will tell 15,000 for somebody assisting, in the office, you see, you buy 15,000 car. That's a very big corruption. No lawmaker go buy the chief of office that 15,000 car. It's impossible. So
Hmm.
as I said, yeah, they keep exposing themselves to the corruption, and it puts only that brand people. It puts because things that the people supposed to do, and they're not putting themselves in that position to do it and get ordinary people to suffer. If our people can work out some money and just go to this woman I was seeing on the morning show, some money and just go to Primo House and tell him say on the honorable senator, they will all cross our reward together. That reward Mr. Peters will put that bridge. You and your children, the bonkies can get in the normal. They will all cross that reward together, and so you can see what we're going through. So many guys will be placed under pressure, but there's no pressure. Man, I guess can you see for you see that they 15,000 when you have just a week, they put on everything. A week ago, you have people protesting to ERW hospital for 10,000 dollars. You don't even thinking about how the healthcare to the poor salary to increase their salary. We thinking about security, nothing. But you think about wasting that amount of money. So they keep exposing themselves to more corruption.
Yes, I want to agree with you. I just pulled something up in the paper that said that the House is reviewing plans, so they didn't vote on it. They're reviewing plans to buy US 15,000 vehicle for each of their 73 chiefs of staff, um, and that will amount to 1.9 million to be spent if approved. So as we are asking here, Madam Grace specifically asked the question, how do these things come up to the floor? How are they reviewing this? Uh, buying cars for your chief of staff. I mean, you can do $45,000 and your chief of staff do $15,000. That's a whole nother topic for another day. A car,
Absolutely.
yeah. So, but on the other hand, is that the priority? Is that Liberia's priority right now? Is that when you rightfully said our healthcare system, is not up to par? Education, of we just talked about a young girl who craved to go to school, that she would go stay into the school door in deplorable condition looking school, but she wanted to go to school so badly that she was staying there. So what is our priority in the country? What is the direction in which this government is taking it? What is the map? And I always ask, what is their map? What is their agenda? Okay, where are they taking us? And those are the things that we will ask these questions, like how did they decide that they want to spend this amount of money? How did they decide that they were going to only order 2 years? Liberian people deserve to know.
Yeah, and they might probably never know because this government feel that they are not accountable to anybody. They feel that they don't owe nobody any explanations. They already got their platforms that are set up in a way that everything that's done. People go there, they're propaganda machines, so they did that to win the elections, so they know how to continue. So people will go there and back everything that they do up, and they will make funny videos of people, smear people names in different things just to in that in their minds they are defending the government, but in the meanwhile the Liberian people suffer every day. These people are suffering. I mean, people in Liberia are going through hell. I'm telling you, they're going. It's crazy there. And so you there, you know what we're talking about every day. People complaining, and even if we open the radio station and we open the phone lines, we hear people calling right now complaining. But I think we should move on, and maybe you can open the lines. But let's talk about the visit from Spoon Network to the different party headquarters. Were you in the party headquarters today when that visit took place?
CDC party headquarters thing today.
No, it's not.
So
No, we're not discussing CDC party
yeah,
headquarters.
no, I see that the whole CDC thing today. So I don't know, journalists and got a little bit confused. Some journalists now just for camera and the what you said. It just started going from from headquarters to headquarters and asking whether people there and why people are not there, why they support. Like in Liberia, you see people you want to find somebody party headquarters. They didn't know the system that they put in. It only happen when there's 1 month to election before you see people looking for area to go sit down.
Yeah, but the thing
You
is that but we in 2020, the thing was just so kind of silly to me. We are in 2025, the election in 2029. So even if the people not in the party, the people on the field looking for people to join the party, they are on the field from county to county, village to village. Going also, you think you will just meet a whole group of people sitting now in the party
yeah.
doing what lecturing? And when it's
So
supposed to be mobilizing and recruiting on the field. So that's why I saw it. I was like, okay, are these journalists less busy people or what? Me look for something substantial to speak about because what going on in the country is so much evil going on in the country. Even today, listening to the police director, he was talking about that young man who was killed, and that boy was killed for no reason. Like to tell you the truth, the small investigation that they had done, they said the boy really did nothing. Somebody just went in your house and said, "You don't want to our buy him outside," and before you know, everybody started beating him. Before you know, they beat him to the death. So these are the kind of things we want the journalists then to go after. What is happening in the country? The things that are destroying the lives of the people. And you go take your time, you get in car or motorbike, then you go from party headquarters to party headquarters. You say you're going to see people sitting down behind desks. It's not going to be happening in time. Like also say, also tell about what go. Also say you are spending.
yeah, but
Yeah.
this type of time.
Well,
Yeah, that
what
I mean,
I wanted to just say what answer because I can't remember is the party headquarter. Our party headquarter. Do they have like a fence? Because so anybody can just drive into it because most homes and most buildings in Liberia, they tend to have like security at the front of it where you can't get into. So that was what it was kind of confusing. And I don't remember. I was at the party headquarters for a couple of times in near Sofa in Single there, but I don't remember whether there's a gate, there's a fence. So can you tell me? That's the first thing I wonder about.
yeah, they have gate there and have
So
security there
somebody
also.
at a gate, you're going to go, you gotta beep your horn, and then you get allowed
Yeah,
in.
your blowhorn before
Okay.
the
So
security.
whoever allowed, so in my view, what happened today border around privacy and confidentiality. Okay. Uh, in order for you to go and just walk into somebody's office or somebody's space, okay, professional space, you have to have some kind of appointment or people have to expect you. I know journalists tend to do impromptu things, but especially in these days and such time. So I don't know who allowed them and that person they need to have a conversation. Our higher ups in Liberia, CMC leadership need to have a conversation with the people at the gate and say, if people coming in and they do not have appointments, journalists who do not have appointments or for whatever reason, they shouldn't just walk into CMC headquarters. That's number one. Number two, journalists should at least call. It is the ethical and legal thing to do is to call and make appointment and come in and speak to whoever you want to speak to at the party headquarters. I was kind of taken aback because even when Spoon journalists visited the headquarters, they went in there and they were looking and shining the cameras in people's office and wondering why nobody was in the office and making a comment. It was like, oh, I look in this office and nobody's in this office. I don't understand that. I didn't understand. And then while the journalist was leaving, there was this interesting laughter, that said, ha 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 ha, I'm here and nobody's here. What was that about? And it was referencing, I think the person who met the journalist did very well because they said to them, people are in the field. This is what we do. CMC, we're not just sitting around. We are a hardworking political party. You can see if you go on our website, you will see that we're growing. We are going out there talking to people and telling them that it is their civic responsibility to want change in their country. and you can want change by joining the CNC, help us transform our country. And that's what we're doing. People don't just be sitting, we don't have nobody, even during whether it's 2029 or whether it's 2025, nobody will just be sitting down behind the desk. I will not encourage that as the global chair. You'll just be sitting down behind the desk when you're supposed to be out there in the field working. What are you doing behind the desk in a political party during this kind of time in Liberia? It's not a political party business. It's not a behind the desk kind of a job. Everybody got to be out there, including myself. So that's what I just wanted to add. Confidentiality and privacy, those two things didn't seem well to me. And those are serious ethical breaches.
Yeah. Well, what I watched from the video, I don't think they were. When I look at the videos, I don't know if you guys saw the beginning. Nobody, they opened the gate. I don't think anybody was there.
Oh,
I don't think anybody was
they
there.
open a gate?
Yeah, they just went. The gate was kind of open a little bit. And they went open and just
Oh,
went.
I didn't see it from the beginning. So thanks for
So I
sharing.
don't think anybody was at the gate, and which is concerning people because anybody could go in there and do anything harmful. So especially in the times that we live in, people can be very evil anywhere around the world. You don't just leave places open and then you go and start to record people or offices with all getting permission to record. And that those things just happen in Liberia. It don't happen anywhere. It very serious. Seriously, you can't even go in people shops these days and start to record. If they see you, it kind of look funny to them. They will tell you to stop. And then especially for a headquarters of a political party, any document could be laying around, and you're not allowed to just do that. So I was just surprised. But that brother journalists is different. Everybody there are journalists, so and
So
even
the guys then
right. So go ahead.
the guys them Amanda Grace and Dr. Richardson the when it comes to the journalists and the guys in from Spawn, their role, what they were playing their first day when I came across that the live, I was a little bit shocked with it because of the way how they were engaging the party headquarters. And secondly, those that were meeting them again, really were not the right people that were meeting because if I were in such position, I would first tell you to put your camera off and ask you behind the scene what you came to do, other stuff. If you get a permit, then before I allow you to go live. If not, at least again, the ref will not here for you to speak to. But abruptly, though, just entering into the various compounds and meeting the wrong people like what you saw at CMC. They went as far as just placing the camera in the viewer offices, into the federal there. But anyone who there would know about the media aspect would definitely tell you, say you have to shut the camera off. We'll talk behind the scene what you came to do. Even we came maybe to do your party headquarters tour, have that conversation first. If I agree, then before you do that, or at least you can come back next time. The referee will be here for you to speak to them. But the guys who they met them, they had a camera on, they were having that interaction, and the camera was just the way he said, Madam Greg's documents and other stuff, just exposed to people in offices, on a live screen. So I said the whole party building today that it came from party headquarters building came from cities. Some people here just pop and you just take camera and say you have to go around and start looking for.
Well, if I
party
were in
headquarters.
authority there, I want to sue them. I
Yeah,
tell you,
but
we have to set a
not
standard in this
necessary.
country for things to be right. If I were in charge, I would sue Spoon, take them to court for just going into the office and start to record the office so they can learn that these things are not done in the real world. You don't do that. You don't just go to the office, but they were going vain. This is that brother say, the how did that brain looking at everything was just going vain. But if I were in charge of that place, I was going to be taken into court for going and recording in that place.
So I want to just speak to CNCmers out there. A lot of people who seem to have the ears of Liberians. CMC, they get jittery when we speak. They get jittery because we have a party headquarters. They get jittery. So we have to handle these people, in a very strategic way. I bet they were just waiting for whoever that spoke to them today to tell them to shut the camera off. They were going to turn that into the most interesting news that we can ever think about. Oh, went to CMC camera. I'm sorry, CMC headquarters. And so they told us to shut the camera. And what kind of political party and blah blah blah. They're tired to denigrate our political party, but we are staying strong no matter what you do. No amount of talking, no amount of going to visit our headquarters, no amount of forced entrance, no amount of what putting your camera wherever you want to put it. It's going to shut this party down because we are the party that is going to show the Liberian people the light. Okay, we're going to show them how to transform our country. We're going to educate them. This is why Mother Grace and I take out of our busy schedule on a regular basis to be here to educate you. So, I none of these things can deter me. No amount of whatever you do will deter us. Nor the political leader. As I said to you guys, he is one of the hardest working person. He is questioning. I heard somebody say, must you speak to everything? Yes, he will speak because he will not be accused of being a boo-boo, okay? Or he will not be accused of running away from the difficult and challenging problems that Liberian people face in our country. So, yes, we'll handle you guys strategically. You can come, you can do whatever you want to do, you can ask whatever questions. We'll be here. We ain't going nowhere. That's what I wanted to just add.
Yeah. Go ahead, Sue. We can't hear you.
Sorry. Moving on. I knew that I bounced into something today and I left it out. So I just want to also take 10 minutes on it. And after he finished speaking, then you can look at for the next maybe 10 or 15 minutes before we open the line, if possible. But is that a ball Kubo or dog Kubo? That man was on, yeah, he was on some kind of station, no, you're on OK FM. So I bounced into that interview, and something that really shocked me on when he went there to defend all the things that why having him because I said dog Kubo or ball Kubo. He went there to defend, how what the PR was said, the other stuff about him, to defend the whole education background, other stuff. It was something shocked me that and Madam Grace when he talked about going out of the University of Liberia, and he never started for entrance. So it shocked me. I said, but how will you enter that big system? To the point entrance, and you're bold to sit on the radio. He said because you're just a popular person, and the post saw him in my country. That's it. Being a public figure, I said just go. Creating. He was still creating more, digging more hole for himself, and feel that he was defending. So I knew that I bounced into that interview today, and we can have it on at least for 10 minutes. You guys can listen to him. Then we address it before going to the phone line.
Y'all want us to listen to him for 10 minutes?
Oh, yeah, been 5 minutes. Just listen to a man who was hearing the Ministry of Commerce say that he entered in the University of Liberia with all taking injuries.
Okay, yeah, I mean, the one mother everything I can play.
Yeah, him and can just put you in for a little bit, so we can then give you 5 minutes. I just wanted that, and but I guess to listen to the man want to go defend himself today on OK FM.
Can you? There's no volume.
I think is buffering.
Okay.
He chose Ganta. I said, why? He said, no, in Ganta, you get plenty of Mandingo people, obviously. But if I go to Secretary, I don't think they normally that. And if I'm in Ganta, I'm able to bring people from Guinea, people from Monrovia, and I can have a good number to vote for me. I said, no. In Secretary, you can win. Instead of coming to Ganta, because to import people, if you start to bring strange Mandingo people, there will be a concern. Maybe there will be disenchantment and stuff like those. So I think the best we can do is to contest in District 7. So I took him to District number 7. And I knew him far back, like I said, as a Mandingo man. So that's why I'm surprised when he sat here and said my statement was against Mandingo people. How my statement had been against Mandingo people when I took you. So I didn't know you as a Mandingo man when I carried you to Secretary and campaigned for you and made you for that. Doma and myself have a distance today. All because of that. So if I So if I made you representative of District number 7 and I saw you as a Mandingo, then today that you're telling me I'm going against you because you're Mandingo, that's been disingenuous. You can't tell me that. You know very well that I made you, I contributed to your being a representative. So for you to sit here and say, I'm doing this, why you think I'm elevated? When I was a mayor, Clarence, you visited Ganta as a mayor of Ganta and helped to retrieve some of the Madingo properties that were even in dispute that he Bereti was a chairman for, and they went there for money. He didn't go there to solve the problem. And I made sure even the land that I have my hotel on in Ganta, I have to sacrifice it. Where you have Totana. I was the first president to build a hotel in Ganta after the war. And I sacrificed that to accommodate Madingo people. Then you come here and say, I'm doing this because I'm against Madingo people. Absolutely not. It is because you are attacking the interest that Nima has in this government at the national level. And so I'm concerned about that. And I must, you read the checkpoint because I made you.
When did the friendship break?
The friendship came, I started becoming skeptical of honorability in 2023 when I took him to Secretary. We have started the process, and one day he called me and said he wanted land in Bang to build a university. I said, really? I was accepted. He said, but dog, you need to take me to Bang so we can get, I want only 150 acres so I can build a university. And I will have registration, everything. So I said, okay, that's good. So I called to Bang to one body called Gondi. And Gondi said he had land. So Mr. Benedict and I went to Bang. And we met with this guy in an open. The place was packed. And we discussed about the land. The guy agreed. We returned to Ganta. I came to Ganta and he came to Monrovia. When I came to Monrovia, we met again. He said, oh, doctor, when you're going to Nima? I said, next week I'll be in Nima. I said, okay, I want us to talk. But I'm going on Friday. I said, okay, I'll be coming on Friday myself.
At that time, he was representative already?
No, he was contesting. Then he said, okay, but I'm going Friday. I said, okay, I will come Friday the same way, but we sleep in Ghana. Saturday, I'm passing to go to my hometown. So he said, okay, then the best thing to do, let's meet in Ghana. Let's meet in Secretary. So I said, okay, when I'm leaving in the morning, I will call you. That morning, I was riding with my wife and some of my young people in the car going to my home. So by the time I left Ghana, I gave him a call. He said, I'm in Secretary, but I don't want us to have the discussion right here. So when you come in, you hit in Secretary, just give it a call. I said, okay, but I have two boys that campaigned for me in 2020 when I was running to be senator. I want them to also join your camp. So I want to make that personal introduction myself. He said, okay, but then that's good. When you enter Secretary, give me a call. When I enter Mempa, I gave you a call. He said, okay, I don't want us to have the discussion in Secretary. So when you pass in going to your home, let's have a discussion on the highway. I said, really? He said, yeah. So I told the two guys, I said, okay, I'll get on motorbike and follow me on the highway. And I'm happy that he's listening. The Moy were a group, they get Senator Dillon were a group, Senator Kanga were a group. So everybody is having group in Senate, in the House of Representatives. It's difficult for you to see, even at the lower house where we are. There are senators who supported people that won election, and they have them. They control their decisions. So it's difficult for me to make my way, and that's not the kind of place I want to work. So I'm thinking about becoming a president. I said, okay, but then before we think about it, where do you get your constituency? Because if Kun is a vice president and sitting down for Nimba, obviously we face similar situation we faced in 2023. They had Councillor Gongro running for Nimba for president. They had Dr. Jeremiah Wapo running for Nimba, and you had the vice president Jeremiah Kun running for Nimba for vice president. So you have 4 candidates in Nimba in the same election. Father Senator Johnson fought.
Okay.
And shed tears to get this place.
Let me hold you there.
So when
let me, because on the radio we are always careful as not to do things that will spark,
but he talk about warrior. I'm a warrior.
Nimba unity is at stake. Does that worry you?
Quite obviously, that's why we are erecting the appropriate checkpoint, and I think the architect's responsibility.
You think so?
Oh yeah.
He's attempting to divide.
Quite frankly, look, Benedict does not have anything to call political party. There's a separate movement you are organized in our country.
So when the young man was striking 14 means at the University of Liberia to earn a degree, and Musa was seriously working in the market. The message he made Musa, I think I listened to him. He said he made a political leader. So from his entire statement on this interview, Madam Grace and Dr. Richardson, it pushed me to say that it's like he trying to either he's the one been news, or trying to maybe cover out, trying to cover out for someone is pushing him. There's someone that is pushing this dog or Bokubo man, right? I name. So there's someone who is pushing him because of what he's saying here. It tells me clearly that it pushed him that he signed like a pay agent.
Well, I want to just start by stating, as someone who is in academician, I'm an academician. I don't know who is giving Doug Cooper the opportunity to speak, because obviously he committed academic fraud. So that is a big thing for me. Uh, I read he paid $10,000 to use a dead man's paper in order to get through the university that he wanted to graduate from the university, and that's very serious. That is a serious crime. We dismiss people, we get people out of school for just pleasurism. It's just using other people's work. If we find that out, as hard and sad as it is to make that decision, we kick you out. So I don't know. And he just kind of confused me when we was vacillating between, he said, I made and I contributed. So I don't know where he stood. You made somebody or you contributed to the success. So I was confused. Like, I made honorable ability, and I don't know. I don't know. But again, people who commit academic fraud in society is not people who give a platform to verbalize their views and their thoughts, because you cheated in the first place. How am I supposed to believe you? You wanted to buy your way through success, while other people's children are hardworking, they are, studying, they are trying to do their best, their parents are struggling, and here you are here telling us that you made somebody, you can make, yeah, you made yourself. That how you are going to make yourself. So that what I have to add as an academician is, it just bothers me.
Yeah, just for me, I don't understand how he said that. One of the things that caught my mind, he said, okay, he made him to be represented in District 7, but he is from District 7. He said, I took him to District 7 and made sure that, I told him you can run on that end. He wanted to do counter. I told him go to District 7. But this man is from District 7. So that the first thing, and you can tell that he's trying so clearly to discredit the PL until it looked too, the Englishman would say, it looked falsified, that you falsely just like, saying things like, I don't know how to really dissect this man thing he was saying. He looks very pathetic. If you have to try that hard to bring somebody's reputation down, then it means that you are lying. You can't try that hard. You telling us you took this man to Sagapie, but in the meanwhile he from Sagapie, and he had done a lot of work there. He had done a lot of work there before he ever decided to run for representative. So therefore, the people already knew him there. So how you say you took him there, that you just took a stranger and took them there? You tell me, say, oh, Grace, I took Grace to Logina. Well, everybody know me there. Yes, everybody know me in that place. So you can't say you took me there, but the people already know who I am in the place. They know me forever since. But so he just tries so hard to discredit the man. Like you said it right, and so he's a pay agent. You can't trust anything that coming out of his mouth. You can once he's a cheater, he cheated on his academic credential. We don't trust people like that in society. He doesn't have the right to speak on anybody's personality or anybody or decision or anybody or position they have. Who are you to tell somebody about I made him? How you can make somebody and they're doing way better than you in life? You have to succumb to the vice president. You say you're trying to save Nima from what? Everybody from Nima has the right to get in any position they want to get in. So I don't understand how he's saying that. And he also said the political leader told him say he want to run for president, and then they have other people running for president. The political leader just made a decision to run for president. So the time you're talking about doesn't add up because the story he told is very quite different from the story you are telling. So you're telling something that it doesn't add up to the political leader decision when he decided to run for president. So it's just it's sad times in Liberia. This interview shows me that it's sad times in Liberia. It's always been sad times. It's been 20 years of sad time in the country. Everybody trying to attack one another. Everybody trying to bring each other down. Liberians have become haters. Everything you do, they try to destroy it, even if it benefit them. The idea they're not doing it. So it's sad times in Liberia, and I pray this country we see the light of day. People are on social media insulting other people, and and other people under the post making fun of it. What kind of society are we setting up for our children? What kind of how we want the people of the world to look at Liberia? If you can do a whole radio show trying to destroy somebody's character on nothing, on nothing. It's just back and forth because you're trying to save for content, and the content needs to save itself. Everybody needs to stand on their own bottom. People have the right. I can be in an organization and choose to run against my fellow organization member for something that I want to, where the best man win.
Okay,
It-
Madam
It's,
Grace,
it's sometimes,
yeah, I
man.
just want to hold you there a little bit, and that the Richardson, and so we can speak to the vice chair for Auxiliary, CMC, Madam Binda Benedict. She's on the line, and concerning the Spoon Network uh, video, what they did, I think that today or yesterday, we go right into the next morning already. So she just want to have one or two say on it. Let's see whether we can put her on to follow the show. So let me get her on. And right here this morning on the Political Lounge this morning. Mama, sorry though, I have to wake you up. Good morning.
Oh, good morning, Ansu. How are you? Sorry myself. Sorry for the bad quality of my voice.
I know. Thanks for picking our call this morning. You're live on the Political Lounge. And later on, we were discussing on. I don't know whether you heard, because I know that you're on the feed since today, and whether you heard about the recording from another a network, there's a Spoon Network, on their visit to political parties headquarters, and then the CMC were involved. They weren't there today with videos and recording. Whether such have reached your decks, or maybe any executive decks of the CMC was respond back home here.
So this is different from most of the political parties around. The CMC, no matter your position, you will go on a field and talk to people, convince people, and register them to be a member of the party. So this is what we are doing. Everybody go on the field from morning to evening, except if you have meeting, you will come please and have your meeting and go right back. So that's normal thing for us. We are now one of the political parties that we will go and start playing music all day, dancing and all that. But this evening, I came across a post from Spoon Network, taking good picture and how do you call it? They're taking good picture, taking cars picture, and saying this is CMC office and going. In fact, the office they have will be a
Mm.
It's the auxiliary office. That was wrong. That was said their intention was evil. Because you don't just go to people place, people office and just open. First of all, they didn't even enter the office. That place they saw is the waiting room. It's the waiting place. When we get guests, they come and sit there. They also enter our office and our building and check our offices and see how beautiful it is and discuss that. In fact, if they cannot discuss the beauty and the setup of our office, but they can just go take good picture and take cash picture and say CMC this, CMC that. I want to show a partisan journalism. That person is now a journalist. They are partisan, and when whichever political party member is that journalist, that so-called journalist that I would say, or a journalist, it was wrong. But tomorrow we will deal with that.
Okay.
I mean today now because they pray already. We'll deal with that. We'll get to him and we will have to come back and show the whole building instead of going to waiting room and taking picture and saying no one there. Are we working for him? We are not working for him.
Okay, that's good. But Chair, it will also someone will say, but it is alarming when it comes to the security aspect. When it comes to the security aspect, in a sense that we have. Okay. Okay.
We are not hearing her answer.
Okay. Okay. So we'll keep you in queue. On Monday we'll have to contact you on Monday. That what you said today will be the investigation today, and I know the executive back here will come up with a press statement. So on Monday, the team will get it back on Monday. Thanks. Okay. So, all right. So Dad and Madam Grace, I think you listened to from the beginning. Then what you are saying that the people goes on the feed. I think you are saying, Madam Grace, that people goes on the feed, put out the offices, people goes on the feed to see how best they can keep.
Of course,
Yeah.
we mobilizing. We even do it here. The last time me and Dad were in Philadelphia on the streets giving out flyers and things. So I don't understand how they expect people to be sitting out behind desks. And then what they will kind of say, oh, the people just sitting out behind the desk, nothing going on. So we just confused with like when people they just, most of the time they don't know what they're doing. Most of the majority of the time, the country, the people just don't get it. They don't get it. YouTube is there. You're trying to educate yourselves more. People can learn journalism. You can go online and even do a certificate course on journalism. It's very poor journalism, and I don't think they should have done that. I think they should ask them to they should engage them concerning it and ask them never to do it again. It's very totally wrong. They shouldn't have done
Mm-hmm.
that. But the political leader is now in Minnesota. So we're changing game because we're about to close. He
Yeah.
is in Minnesota for the weekend and he is there will be a town hall meeting tomorrow where people will gather to go and engage him concerning CMC, and he will be able to, there will be a Q&A where he will be asked questions and be able to answer back to the people, letting them know what we are about, our vision, our core values, the goals that he has for the country, things that he has done, and what he's looking forward to doing. I know people they were asking about that bridge that's supposed to be built in Bon County and where he take on it, what he's going to do. I know they have written the public work ministry concerning, whatsoever permit that they need. And, I know people will be engaging about all those things. So we're looking forward to that. It will be in Minnesota tomorrow. I have the address here. We're going to announce the address to you guys. If you are listening to us and you're from Minnesota, our PL will be at a certain location in Minnesota tomorrow. The Honorable Musa Hassan Berete is going to be at 400 France Avenue. No, today he was at 400 France Avenue in Avenue North Brooklyn Center. He went there today and he met with the Islamic community. He was at the Islamic Community Center there in Brooklyn Center. Now tomorrow he's supposed to be at. I'm going to try to get the itinerary for tomorrow. There will be a forum tomorrow, and the political leader of the Citizen Movement for Change, Representative District 7 in my county, Representative Musa Hassan Bedete, he's going to be at Brooklyn United Methodist Church, the hall. There's a hall in Brooklyn United Methodist Church, 7200 Brooklyn Boulevard, Brooklyn Center, Minnesota, 55429. That's where he's going to be at tomorrow at October 18th. I think the forum is supposed to start in the afternoon. They don't have a date on this thing.
What's the meeting about?
It's a town hall forum.
Okay.
You go to the town hall and, they talk about things that are happening in Liberia. They talk about, the main thing is that to ask questions about CMC. So it's a town hall forum where the people were engaging, and he will also engage the people. So he will have the leadership team in Minnesota there to support him. The leadership team in Minnesota have a chapter. Minnesota has a chapter, CMC chapter in Minnesota. The leader is Johnson. The chairperson there is Chester Johnson Doe. His assistant chairperson is Mohammed Dali. He's going to be there as well. The vice chair for Operation Sekukana is going to be at that meeting, that forum. The global secretary, Mrs. Vicky Sandolo Zulu, is also going to be at that forum. We have a lot of Liberians that are going to that forum tomorrow to be able to engage the PL. And also other CMC members are coming. The regional chair, who is Miss Didi Shark, supposed to be there as well. And the whole team for the Midwest, they are going to be in attendance to that particular.
My global chair rests more for the air this time around. You fly in, my global chair, and that.
Yes. I am resting. So, but as the order of things, we're a very orderly party.
Okay.
The Midwest chair will be there. This falls under, Madam Grace Gua, who is the USA chair, and she has dedicated other people to be there. That's how the structure says. So yes, the PR is in good hands.
Yeah, he is in good hands, and we like for our members to shine in their positions, and this is what that's what CMC is about. That's the leadership style we're going to take to Liberia. So the leader for that Midwest, she will be in attendance. So it's her place, and she will be able to stand up and make sure that everything goes on well. She will work along with the chairperson for the Minnesota chapter, who is Johnson Chester Doe, and his VP. And then the mobilization chair for the entire U.S. is also going to be at that program. And our USA coordinator, Ansu Dukle, is also going to be at that program. So they have a whole team there to work along with the PL. And we're going to sit back and watch them do what they're supposed to do and shine in their positions. And we are looking forward to that. So that's what CNC is about. We're not going to cross-match positions. We're not like UP government, where they're supposed to put the Minister of Education, then you go low, the way to information, sir. We're not doing that yet. Yeah, so, but seriously, that's the reason why the system has been broken in Liberia. And we want to change that. So we start to do it within this organization, this institution, to take that order to Liberia. So we're looking forward, because the team, they are working very hard. They're on top of things. You're in the chat room. You see what's going on in the global chat room. They're on top of things. They are posting their stuff. They're engaging the people. They're having meetings And that's what we want to see. If you go on the USA page, you will see the PR meeting with representatives. They are taking him to meet these people in Minnesota and engage with them. And that's what the team is about. So if I can't make it, if I'm not there, because I can make it there, but I have to let them operate in a position. So I'm not
And
there,
what
and Dr. Francis is not there. They're able to do what it's supposed to do. And then where we're supposed to be, we'll go there and back them up where we're supposed to be. And that's how we,
and
that's
one thing I must commend the people for, all the programs have been successful. All
yeah.
your programs, and yeah, just have everything well structured, well ordered. All the programs, I know normally put travel to that place in the US. Political, politicians or political figure go there, and sometimes the feedback come back home, or the man went to the United States, or they put in their brains and said that they ain't recognizing the man went to the United States, the tenor were poor. All your programs have been successful. You get people been getting some good reception.
Yeah.
Yeah, we work very hard
We
at it.
work very hard behind the scenes. The things that we do, you will not know, but we work very hard. And then one of the things we pride ourselves in for our program, they are very orderly. So you see the program going on, and the message is one message, and we able to give it out there and interact with the people. The political leader does a very good job in how he interacts with the people. He has that charisma, so he does it very well. The team too, they know how to engage and when to not engage. So it would be. I'm looking forward to that. I'm sure they will do videos and stuff. So we are looking forward for the outcome. This program was quickly organized, but we know still it would be very, very successful, and that's why we are very proud of the team. We want to say thank you to the Midwest for their hard work so far. We are looking for the execution tomorrow. We know everything will be fine. Everybody hands on deck. I have been in constant communication with the USA coordinator and the USA Minnesota chapter chair, and also the Mobilization USA chair. So we are all interacting, making sure that everything is done orderly. So we are looking forward to the success of the story tomorrow. The PL
I
is
can't, I can't, I can't wait to see you, Madam Grace, and Dr. Regency, and Ma Binda. Since Binda, that I move forward. So I can't wait to see the three of you back home here in Liberia. We do the party launch. Well, we take trouble though.
Yeah, yes, you got us. You got us. You got us. Yeah, before the show ends, I just want to remind all of the different heads of regions, if you are listening to me, listening to the show, we have a 10 o'clock meeting tomorrow, 10 o'clock Eastern USA time. I already sent you the agenda and also the link for Zoom. So I look forward to having all of your all of you at the meeting tomorrow in full capacity, in full mentor presence. So I just wanted to add that. I also like to close, if we can move to that because it's about time.
Mm-hmm.
We can move to us talking about your civic duties as a Liberian. There are certain things that are mandatory that you have to do, and there are certain things that are responsible. I mean, that are voluntary. Your responsibilities are voluntary work. For example, it is mandatory that you obey the law. When the police stop you, you stop. Please do not fight the police. When they ask you for your documentation, you give them your documentation. When it's time for you to pay taxes, you pay your taxes. Those of you who are working um, in companies and agencies and you have to pay taxes, you pay taxes. When they ask you to serve on jury, you will get the notification through verbally or however we do it in Liberia. You do that. Those are your civic duties: obeying the law, paying your taxes, and also serving on jury. There are certain things that are voluntary, it's your responsibility, but the state of our country will ask you to take those responsibilities very seriously. And that's voting, you know. It is it is a national duty for you to vote, for you to encourage others to vote. And to do that well, you need to stay informed. You need to listen to the political lounge, read the newspaper, call in to participate in politics in government, call into different shows, Volunteer, help the community leaders. So I understand all of the communities have leader. Help them attend the meetings, ask good question. And lastly, I think we kind of tapping, kind of brushing upon the issue of respecting others' rights and opinion. I want to say that again: respecting others' rights and opinions. We all have to do that. We have to respect the rights of others and their opinion. I have the right to do what I, want to do in terms of my political choice, and you have the right to do that. I respect that. I will stick to the issue, and I will not engage in any kind of cussing game with you. I don't do that. So that's all I wanted to close on. Thank you.
Okay. And my closing will be that Liberians in Liberia, please understand that the American government has shut down. So it's been 17 days since the government has shut down. Things are getting tougher for your families here in the United States. Just so I can share, that pity for them, and also you're keeping them in your prayers, knowing that Liberians in the diaspora are one of the greatest or form of support system for Liberians in Liberia. So I wanted to give update on the food stamps, one of the main help for America as a whole. The food stamps, is a card they gave some money on for people to use to shop for free food, and most of the families here in America benefit from that. So especially in Pennsylvania, the benefits due to the ongoing federal government shutdown, November 2025, food stamps benefit are currently on hold for nearly 2 million residents in Pennsylvania. And a lot of Liberians live in Pennsylvania, especially the Philadelphia area. I know very well they benefit from this thing. So the USDA has directed states to pause benefit distribution to insufficient federal funding. And what you need to know is that in October, benefit was paid, scheduled on time. Now, November benefits will not be issued unless Congress passes the budget. So November, if you know you got your food stamps for October, don't rush inside and use it. Go start shopping, buying food to have party and barbecue for your friend. Keep your food stamps, because November, if the budget don't pass, the federal government don't pass the budget, and knowing, I don't know whether they will pass it, because the people are very adamant on this other shutdown. It's not easy behind the scenes. You don't want to use up all your money and think you say you will get your allotment for November, and then November your money come, and at times people start getting hungry. And you have to understand too that the food banks are under strain now. People who go into the food banks and things, we have something here called a food bank where you hungry, you can go, the people can get you tinapple, they can get you beans in a cup and all that thing. They say those people are under strain now, they have limited capacity to help. So please, if you're listening, you know you in America, you're Liberian, you have a little piece of food stamp, hold on to it, because you're not sure getting it in November. They accept they pass the budget, you're not going to get it. So I just wanted to announce that. I don't know who it will help, but I hope it helps somebody, because I'm very, very, when it comes to Liberia, even Liberians in the diaspora, I know what they go through sometimes. It's not easy. So we pray that this shutdown comes to an end, for the government to start running smoothly again for the diaspora Liberians that live in the United States. Thank you so much. It was a good show tonight, Ansu. Thank you for having me.
Thanks. Thanks, Dad, and thanks, Dad, and thanks to you, Madam Grace. Wonderful show. Good weekend. Yeah. The Political Lounge return on Monday. I wish somebody team will be back again 11:30. Liberia time. 7:30. I can be working. Here, yeah, Madam Grace and television. I say they say 7:30 Eastern way again,
Eastern
and
Standard Time.
I said I let the yeah, Madam Grace say that thing.
No? Eastern Standard Time?
Yeah. So the team will turn on Monday, and have yourself a wonderful night. Don't forget to lock your dogs and your windows back on me. Stay out of trouble. Good night.
Okay. And can you get a call also? We can have a quick meeting behind the scenes, please. Ansu and Henry. Thank you so much, guys. Have a beautiful weekend.
CMC, for the people, by the people, and to the people. Citizens movement for change. Oh yes, a new day has come. Yes, a new day has come. Rise up, Liberia. CMC, for the people. CMC, by the people. Let us join our hands together to build a better life. CMC, CMC, for the people. CMC, by the people. Let us join our hands together to build a better life. Equity, national unity, transparency, accountability, social justice, integrity, CMC core values.